Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg, and welcome back to. I think my microphone's a little loud. Welcome back to Mangg Plays the Best Games of All Time. Last time, we looked at a game. Sorry about that. We looked at a game that I considered to be kind of like the most evolved form of the fixed shooter shoot 'em up, as far as the general public consensus goes, which was Galaga. But in the same year that Galaga came out, 1981, we also have this game, Tempest, from Atari. So this was designed and programmed by Dave Thurer, who was also responsible for Missile Command. And apparently Missile Command was the first game he ever designed at Atari. And it was a big success, so they're like, alright, whatever you want to do next, go ahead. And apparently at Atari at the time, they just had like a giant book filled with like game ideas, because they would just constantly sit around and just think up ideas that people could work on. And so the one that he went with was a first-person version of Space Invaders. That was the initial idea for Tempest. Um, Obviously, it's quite a bit different than a first-person version of Space Invaders, but you can sort of see the groundwork there. It is a very unique game for the time. And a big part of that is due to it utilizing vector graphics compared to raster graphics. And I'm not really going to go into all the technical differences, because you either know about it or you don't know about it because you don't care. So. But essentially, raster graphics are based around just like a grid of pixels. Whereas, so like a raster image is compiled based on just like a map of pixel information, whereas vector images are created based on mathematical paths, essentially. So, when most people think of vector, you think of like straight lines, but I mean, it can do you can do all sorts of stuff. But yeah, Tempest at least, obviously, loads of just straight lines going on. Um, and so it just looks very different. I mean, there's no sprites or anything like that going on. This is just lines on lines. But it's still, I mean, all the information is presented in a very readable way, so it's fine and it's fast. Um, Tempest, I'm surprised it's on the list, to be honest, because it's not really just what I think of in like the public mind, the public mind space. I don't think it's that well known. If I asked my mom, she would not have heard of Tempest. Um, and again, I had mentioned this before, but if we go based on how hard it is to find an online version of it to play, the original Tempest, not really present. I saw one version of the Atari 2600 version online, and I saw several versions of Tempest 2000, which came out in 1994. But the original for arcade, no, like nothing. So we're actually running this through RetroArch. So yeah, I'm surprised it makes the list because it's not super popular. I'm not really sure how influential it is. So it could be that it's just a good game. I mean, who knows? I guess we'll find out when we start playing. So, yeah, let's just try. There's something weird with the audio, I'm not quite sure, but let's put in some credits. Now, no, I don't want to turn on sticky keys. This game was originally played with a dial, like a knob that you would turn to have very fine control over like the speed of your movements and things like that. And since the game uh, is sort of this first-person thing where, at least on like the first level, you're like swirling around a circular space, the knob design makes a whole lot of sense. We are playing with a keyboard, so it's not quite the same, and it's a little unfortunate. I'm gonna try not to hold that against it. But here you go. You actually have a level select. I'm not sure why there's a 10-second timer to fucking decide, but sure. Alright, so. Yeah, so, I mean, look at that. I mean, this is, again, compare this to Galaga that we just played. Same year, like, I think the same month, even. And you've got these nice sound effects. You've got this first-person perspective with animations with different stages. I mean, this is a different stage, and I think it's going to get wild. You've got a lot happening on screen. These things, if they reach the top, they start like moving around the edges, so you got to keep that in mind. They shoot stuff at you. I mean, this is a nerd's game, I think we can say. This is not a casual game. But yeah, I mean, just the things they were doing here with like perspective and all that sort of different stages and a difficulty select at the start. I mean, there is definitely a lot going on for 1981. Avoid spikes. Oh shit! That was like a different objective. That was like a different mechanic there. This is crazy. Oh, look at that. I mean, yeah, the graphics, the animation, stuff like that, it's definitely not as, like, colorfully detailed as Galaga was, with the rasterization and stuff, but it's got a charm to it, I suppose. Fuck me. Difficult, I think we can say it's fairly difficult. But yeah, look at that. And you can actually, during those like level changes, during those stage changes, you can actually start moving your ship before it's like fully loaded in. Just watch next time I move to the next stage. I'll move the ship. Here we go. Just watch. Look at that. It's moving before it's like zoomed in. Because with vector graphics, you can do that. And it's like no problem for, you know, how the system handles it. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's very slick for 81. And again, designed and programmed by one guy. Oh, that's not fair. Okay. Oh, we also have the Super Zapper. I forgot. Boom! Oh, fuck. It destroys, like, all the ships present. I mean, you got bombs! 1981! Okay, avoid spikes. We're good. Boom. New stage. Level 5. Look at this. I mean, the gameplay is... I don't know, it progresses in a nice way. Like, it's not... Oh, and those green things are making the spikes. Fuck. It's very difficult. Chris Crawford wrote in 1982 that unlike Pac-Man, Tempest intimidates many beginners because it appears to be unwinnable. Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead. So you can actually just start on different difficulties, but I'm not good enough to... I need as much practice as I can get. Yeah, man, I'd love to play this with the knob. I'd really like to do that. And they have like modern like dials like that you can buy and hook up to an arcade cabinet. But like I don't know if I care that much just for Tempest. But like recently this year I went to that retro game festival. They may have had Tempest hooked up with a knob somewhere. I'd just like to try it. I feel like I'm getting better. Like, I don't know. It's like sort of... Oh, fuck. It's about spreading out your fire, just rapid fire in it. You know, you're targeting stuff, but you're just kind of banking on... oh, fuck. You're banking on the shots just kind of landing where you want them to. Alright, so you have to... Oh, okay, yeah, for that, you have to figure where they're gonna do... Nice. Fuck. Okay, we're good. Avoid spikes. Watch out. Level 6! God, it's getting nuts, man. It's getting nuts. Yeah, that's the end. Ooh. Oh, high score. Spin knob to change. Oh God, it's slow. All right, let's do M N G for Mangg. Not that this matters at all, but you know. Yeah. It's pretty good. I'll be honest. I kind of want to play again. So I have the dial sensitivity for MAME, the emulator. I have it cranked down quite a bit. At the default speed, it was like insanely fast. But that's the thing with like an analog dial. You could be as fast or as precise as you wanted to be. And man, yeah, I bet people got just insanely good with that. It's sort of crazy, like... To me, this is better than Galaga in, like... almost every way. Like, the mechanics, the features, the sound effects, some, you know... Not all the graphics, but a lot of aspects of the graphics. Really impressive. I don't know. Is Tempest a fixed shooter? Maybe it is. I'm not quite sure. Oh, fuck. Really? I made the high score again. Okay. Does this say it's a fixed... No, it just says it's an arcade game. That's all it says, arcade game. Now, the best of list lists its genre as shoot 'em up. Oh, here it says tube shooter as the genre, such as Tempest and Gyrus. Now, I don't think Gyrus is on the list. I'm pretty certain it's not. No. So tube shooter. There can't be too many of those. I don't know. I mean, now I'm a little conflicted. I said Galaga is one of the best games of all time. Let's start on level 7. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, God. I said Galaga was one of the best games of all time, but I like this better. So, I either have to retract that statement, or I have to also give this as one of the best games of all time. I think it might be. But I don't have a modern version lined up. Tempest 4000 is on Steam, but it's 20 fucking bucks, and I wasn't about to spend that for this video. So I can't say, you know, normally I would say, okay, well, Tempest 4000 is just more fun than Tempest. So it's got to be better. Can't be on the best of list. Fuck you! I wonder if they have one of those, like, little tabletop arcade cabinets that just goes on, like, your counter. I wonder if they have one of those for Tempest with a knob. I might buy that. Yeah, I mean, it's... Fuck. You really gotta be, like, in the zone, tracking so many different things in order to avoid death and destruction. And I don't use my super zapper enough, and I'm stupid. I'm a stupid old man. The purples are bad. They spawn the reds up top. Super zapper. There we go. How do I know how many super zappers I got? Okay, I had one. Actually, I don't know where that information is listed. Maybe you just get one per level. Damn, it's tough. Not easy, but new highest score. I'm getting better. Yeah, it's pretty good. What complaints do I have? I can't complain about controls. That's not fair. And I know that the knob would be good. So there's that. I mean, you know, it's those things like, well, obviously, plenty of things could be better. The graphics could be better. The sound could be better. You know, you could have more lives. All, you know, different factors. But it's... What do you expect? I mean, you take any person's favorite game of all time, there's going to be things you can improve upon. That's not the question. I mean, it's difficult, so I would say difficulty is a factor, but it's an old school game, you know, it's sort of a product of its time. It wasn't a thing that you were just meant to play through and complete on your first try. Like it was designed for arcades for you to keep pumping quarters in by design, you know? Like it's it's just something you're meant to work at and get better at. And eventually you can just sit there with one quarter and play for like 45 minutes or something. Um, yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I'm just gonna state it. Tempest, one of the best games of all time. It feels weird saying it, right? Because it's just like for all these things, like it's just not something that I would spend like 80 hours on. You know, like I think about again, like Elden Ring. I consider Elden Ring one of the best games of all time. And I spent, you know, just boatloads of hours on it, and in the future I'm going to spend multiple boatloads of hours on it. Whereas Tempest, you know, it's possible I may never play Tempest ever again, but I got to pay respect. And you know, not putting it on the list because of influential or anything like that. I don't think it really is that influential as far as within this genre of tube shooters. I think it influenced maybe developers, video game developers in different ways. I don't know enough to say one way or another on that, but no, I just think for the time, yeah. I mean, this is it. Is this my favorite game from 1981? Yeah. I mean, we have one game left, but of the other five arcade games I played, actually, I'd probably say this is my favorite arcade game we've covered. Yeah. I'm going to say Tempest is my favorite arcade game we covered. And there isn't that many arcade games left. So we'll see. Uh, mm, yeah, yeah. I mean, it might end up being. We'll see. There's some there's some good arcade games coming, but um, oh yeah, Final Fight is on this list from the arcade. That's hard to beat. But yeah, Tempest definitely the best one of the 1981 set so far. The last one could still beat it. I actually have high hopes for it. Um, yeah, I don't know. Second place, I'd probably give to Donkey Kong, maybe, but Donkey Kong didn't feel as fun. Like, it just didn't have that sort of raw fun aspect to it that Tempest seems to have. Um, yeah, so I mean, they're all important, influential games and everything like that, but yeah, I'll give it to Tempest. Pretty good. But you know, David Thur, pretty fucking impressive to personally design and program two arcade games within a year, and both of them are on a list of best games of all time. I mean, that's pretty good. He only did one other game. Oh no, he might have done something else. No, he did a bunch of things, but he's known for Missile Command Tempest and I, Robot, which was from '84. It's like a very early 3D shooter. Not a big hit. Anyways, we're getting off topic. So yeah, Tempest. Let me just look if they have any sort of little Arcade. Okay, so you can get the arcade, the one up, the arcade one up cabinet, which is not full size. If I recall, it's like how tall is this? 57 inches. That's quite a bit, right? It's a little under 5 feet. So it's not a full size cabinet, but it's decent. And that has, oh yeah, it's got the knob. Look at that beauty. But that's $450. I mean, that's absurd. Oh, it also comes. Oh, it comes with other games. Oh, I'm an idiot. All right. So it has the knob. It has buttons. It comes with 12 games. I'm sorry. So it comes with Centipede, Millipede, Asteroids, Major Havoc, Tempest, Missile Command, Aka R, Crystal Castles, Gravitar, Liberator, Asteroids Deluxe, and Space Duel. Well, it's certainly not a greatest hits list. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't heard of many of those games. Yeah, so there's no little like countertop version of Tempest with a knob. It's a shame. Hmm. Well, I don't know. I may go through life and never feel the knob. Or, it may come to me at some point. I just come across the knob. Anyways, that'll do us. That's long enough. So Tempest, yes, one of the best games of all time. Check it out. It's good. Um, we have one game left for 1981. It's going to be completely different than all these others. It came out on the Apple II in 81, and it is the first in a long line of role-playing games. So I'm very excited. My name is Mangg. This has been Mangg Plays the Best Games of All Time with Tempest, and I'll see you fine folks next time.